Welcome once again to the reading room.
Wow.
I go fun. The companion YouTube channel for the podcast, The Comic Shop. Today is Sunday, October 8th,
Yes.
2017. Been a lot of stuff happening today,
Yeah.
including a trailer that dropped.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for the Justice League. That's a bit of something. We're going to be talking about that on the podcast, which we're going to record right after this.
There's a missing piece of that puzzle that's not missing anymore.
It's not really
But
quite
maybe,
missing
I don't
anymore, sort of maybe. I don't know. Tune in to issue 98 of the podcast, which will be dropping tomorrow on Monday. And then after that, feel free to look at the new Star Wars trailer, which is going to be dropping tomorrow.
Yes, we can't
Lovely.
wait.
It's a lovely little weekend for everybody. All right, so yeah, like I said, it is the 8th of October, 2017. This is issue 16 of the reading room. So this is starting to get a little bit of legs underneath it, so I'm cool with that. Without further ado,
Oh, you let me go.
go ahead, Bert.
I was digging through the books and I was like, man, I run out of time. Don't have anything to look at. Oh, look, there's stuff to look at. We had some Wolverine, mixing it up with some Deadpool action, drawn by Liefeld.
Drawn by Liefeld.
Yes.
This is relatively recent, well, within the past maybe
not that recent.
20 years anyway.
2000.
Okay, yeah.
But, you know, it's Liefeld and he's stylized, I believe. I find him to be a stylized artist.
Yeah.
But not bad. Not really bad.
No.
And this is the young days of
a lot of lines,
Deadpool.
but real clarity for a lot of them. This is the younger days of Deadpool.
Younger days of Deadpool. He's not quite as crazy as we know him now. But he's getting there. These two books are basically a brawl. And it's really well drawn.
Yes.
Very well drawn. And of course weird ads. But yeah. These are superheroes beating each other up.
This is Liefeld's Wolverine, especially without his mask on.
Yes.
His Logan is relatively iconic as far as
Yeah.
visuals for.
He's got all the lines. It's almost as many lines as like McFarlane puts into his.
Yeah,
face.
well, a lot of like straight lines.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's a good pull. A lot of straight lines with McFarlane, like a lot like McFarlane's art.
Yeah. So yeah. Deadpool gets contracted to go get Wolverine, not necessarily to kill him, but to collect him. And he brings a bunch of weirdos with him. I don't remember, they call themselves the Plague or something. I can't remember. But anyway, these weren't the ones I was going to
This is a pretty typical.
Get that there.
Pretty typical Wolverine splash right there. Yeah, tucked in and kicking somebody in the jaw.
That was a pretty cool one.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah. That's Siren.
That's Siren?
Yeah. She
Okay.
got injured where she was throat slashed and it severed her vocal cords.
No.
And apparently Deadpool is doing all this for this other guy, getting Wolverine and whatnot, just to make her better. I was...
Tapping into the healing factor, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a Sentinel with red locks.
That's one way of going about things.
Yeah, they're part of another little team that is battling against these people called the Watchtower.
That's an awful DC pull right there.
It is.
Watchtower.
Well, the Watchtower, you know, that's the Justice
Yeah.
headquarters in space. But, yeah. Like I said, it's basically a brawl.
This is a 4-part arc?
This is a two-parter.
Yeah, this is 2-part, okay.
And that's a two-parter.
Yeah.
But, the arc is unresolved at the end of this, so I don't know if they ever revisited it or not. Like, this guy's a solid light projection.
It's like
Not
Cyclops.
actually being there. No, it's not Cyclops.
I know, but it looks like the way he's
Oh, okay.
drawn, it kind of looks like Cyclops.
Yeah. But the name of this arc is All Along Watchtower. So, yeah. There's the Sentinel.
It's an interesting look or something.
Well, it's a repurposed Sentinel.
Okay,
Of course.
gotcha.
There's a pretty cool. There's a pretty cool one.
That's about, yeah, this will be an overlay, but that's about the
Deadpool
money shot
Wolverine.
right there, I think, yeah. Is that, it's not even the staple page, it's one page before the staple page.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Go
Look
ahead,
at
keep
that.
flipping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But like I said, it's a brawl. There's a reason for the brawl and all that, but main reason Deadpool got involved was to save Siren, which I was not aware that they had any kind of romantic thing.
Well, was it a romantic thing, or is he just being contracted by somebody to save Siren?
No.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be him doing it for altruistic reasons, you know.
All right.
And she's like, yeah.
I like that. I like that when they do that.
Yeah.
Do the half face for the dial, you know.
This is late 90s, early 2000s. They don't really do that too much anymore.
Not too much, but...
Let me get what I thought that was.
That's a good looking book.
It is. They're very good looking. But these guys are going their own way, and he's like, now I know who these guys are. They're on my radar. And that's it for that.
Okay.
And now, what lurks beneath? Guest starring everybody's favorite, Webhead.
Or at the very least, yours. More Liefeld. Is this in sequence?
They're all, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a block.
Yeah.
Which I kept going to try and find more splashes like that. There's a few in here too. A series of murders, homeless people, drug users, whatnot. Series of murders, and they're tracing it. The cops are baffled. So Wolverine's in the sewer, looking it up, doing detective work. And he gets set upon by a tactical unit of the police department. They're thinking he's the bad guy. But she's like, no, that's one of the X-Men.
One of them X-Men.
Oh, this is great.
This has, and that probably is going to be for those books too, is somebody listed as Digital Broom doing the colors. That needs to be mentioned because the colors are...
Well, they're great.
Colors.
But it's not like hand done.
No. Yeah, but it's the colors are actually quite vibrant. Even the darker stuff is like boom.
There was this really poignant little right here. I tell you something though, these murders make me sick to my stomach. But I won't tolerate vigilantism in this case. I've read about you, mutant. I know what you and yours consider yourselves the good guys. But, Wolverine says, but, it's my duty to uphold the law, Wolverine. You're more than welcome to help, but don't get in the way of my job. Let me tell you something. Not a lot of people have the guts to be that direct with me. I can respect that.
I like this. I like his juxtaposition too.
Yeah.
Putting Wolverine like a full head shorter than this female NYPD like special ops officer. That's pretty cool.
Lieutenant
Dark Angel.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jim was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wolverine catches a scent. These guys are. He's like, you guys aren't ready for what's about to be coming here. Well, we're specially trained. Yeah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I think it's time to put that training to use because we got company.
Bob, he says Bob.
Oh yeah,
there you go. He says Bob.
And they use these rock monsters.
Random golems are random.
They did.
Yeah.
We find out here in a little bit where they come from. But yeah. And Wolverine's getting tossed around, and he can't really do too much damage to him either. And you lose the whole police squad in the foray. Yeah.
I think it's dark. Yeah.
So everybody else is dead. She made it.
Naturally.
And they all scurried off. So Wolverine's continuing, and he comes across. Wait a minute, I know this stuff. The way it smells, it sounds like when I slice through it. Those rock things didn't do this. It was It was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a good panel too.
That is a nice panel. Once again, not the staple page.
No, he's trying to mix it up with this
Yeah.
rock monster. Because there's a bunch of them, like 5 or 6 of them. But the other ones ran that way, and he's just trying to catch one. And who's the writer on this one?
Well, Liefeld usually does a story, but not the script necessarily.
Liefeld plot.
Eric Stevenson doing the script. Rob
okay.
Liefeld doing the same thing with these two. Yeah.
Okay, because Spidey's wisecracking is just a little off in this one.
Okay, all right.
It's just a little off.
I mean, we're not going to spend too much time criticizing the professionals.
No.
Well, I mean, if you listen to the podcast, we spend time criticizing the professionals all the time.
Yeah, well, not too much in this meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got your foot. Aha! Smash against the wall. And Wolverine takes a couple. And they finally knock it out.
Nice.
That's just one.
This is all happening in the sewers. I'll throw a couple
Yeah.
panels in the overlays, but it's really cool though. His helmet wings are those are big.
That's a creative thing that life.
Well, I feel like the Wolverine. This part of Wolverine's costume, yeah, it's going back to McFarlane. It's like McFarlane and Spidey's eyes are the size of dinner plates. Wolverine's head wings. I feel like it's drawn with acreage.
Yeah, and they keep going, and the cop shows back up. She says, "Hey, I thought you were going to take a break and go back up top." Nope, I got stuff to do. Come with you. Yeah, then Spidey's web sense. Danger sense, I mean.
Spidey sense.
Spidey sense. The Mole Man.
Because why not?
Let's just throw a random Fantastic Four.
Yeah, let's.
And he's got his little subterranean dwellers there behind him.
Yep.
These guys he made, or something, for a threat that he's facing in his domain. Which is a strange offshoot of Morlocks.
Okay.
They're encroaching on his domain, and like they're talking about the murders that are happening, and they're like, "What are you talking about? That's not me." And Mole Man can fight because he's like taking it to Wolverine.
I guess he is taking it to him. A little bit.
Sawed off. He's even more sawed off than Wolverine. And Spidey gets piled on. He says, "Wait a minute, I'm super strong."
Is that actually in the script?
No, that's just me being me. But
that would be Spidey cracking wise. Like, wait a minute.
Oh, hang on, just a second thought, Lieutenant. And I'll plow through them and give us some breathing room. And these guys did the big butt thing together.
They're intimidating.
Yeah,
the way they're drawn. Like it's like
they look more demon-esque than
they look more demon-esque, but also I mean just like the way the inside of the mouth is lit up. And I'll put this panel in overlay.
Yeah.
The black. This talking about the colors, the dramatic distinction between the primaries of the superheroes and even the muted blues and grays that they use for this NYPD officer. But the black they use for this golem creature that's a choice and it's effective.
It's like he looks and he covers the face up, looks like Venom without the white. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
he covers his face up.
Yeah, big and bulky and whatnot.
These are the usual denizens that.
Right. That's the Mole Man do.
But these are created to fight off.
Oh my, is that a Titan AE?
That's a Titan AE.
That's a Titan AE. Yeah. Scott and I at one point in our lives bonded over the film Titan AE.
That is great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is like him explaining, and Wolverine's like, "Well, come on, help us out. Let's go figure it out." And Mole Man's like, "Well, I don't need or want your help." Yeah.
I like over the course of the book, the 2 issues, her uniform is like showing signs of wear progressively through. That's a
yeah.
I like that attention to detail.
Well, he's always been good for that.
Yeah.
With even rips and tears and costumes and whatnot. But now they figured out, okay, we're gonna work together and find out where these guys are.
See, this has no practical purpose. Talking about that. That's what I'm just saying. You know,
he's always had a kind of a wavy thing.
But then when he takes the mask off, that's when Liefeld's Logan.
Yeah.
Is which we mentioned before. That's when that's when it's
killed. That.
Yes. Well, it's got the snake on it.
Yeah.
That page, yeah.
And they're going now. He said, "There, it's that way." And then he takes off. That's Carver, the leader of this little offshoot of Morlocks. And this guy shows up behind Wolverine and grabs him. I'm like, "What? Wendigo?" Nope.
Well, looks like Wendigo.
It does, but it's not.
Well, Wolverine and Wendigo faced off I don't know how many times.
Well, in his first appearance, it was Wendigo. But it's not Wendigo, but boy, does it look like Wendigo without a tail.
It really kind of does look like Wendigo.
What was his name?
Fugue.
He had a brain the size of a walnut.
And he's the one doing the killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he's an animal and all he knows.
Right.
And Well, he says we're more lax. And Wolverine's like, okay, I know how your laws work. I challenge you for leadership of the tribe. Boom. And they're at it.
Okay.
And the whole cave starts shaking. And people start falling off ledges. Like he gets, Carver's got impenetrable skin. And Wolverine like swiped his chest and it scraped off. Wolverine's like, that doesn't happen very often. So he pokes him in the eye.
Yeah.
And then the big Wendigo looking dude, Fugue, gets mad and starts to lunge for him. And Wolverine smacks him off the edge.
And Spidey, of course,
does the hero
saves
thing.
him.
And this whole thing, the cave's shaking, like earthquakes type stuff. And Carver's hanging on the edge, which is now he's hanging on Spidey's web, was catching Fugue. And he's like, here, grab my hand. No, I gotta get to Fugue. And Spidey's
I
like,
understand he's like a child. This is like a Master Blaster from Thunderdome vibe, kind of, yeah. Not to throw the esoteric, well, I don't know if you throw the esoteric in.
He's gonna be more than scared in a second if you don't take your weight off my web line, buddy. We can save your furry friend, but you've got to do this together. But you know, he grabs hold of somebody, Wolverine's foot, and then he loses it. Then he falls down. But I think they saved you. Oh, maybe they didn't.
Oh man, no.
Nope, that was it.
That's some nice, like straight up like turn of the century Liefeld stuff right there.
Yeah, that's what I found.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
And now you got.
Well, see, now I got this, and I decided I was going to do something else, but Scott left him in.
Yeah, I'm a jerk.
But I was going to do this and this is okay. We can keep this one kind of short because the last one was a half hour and there were cows involved.
Right.
Right.
Glitches and whatnot.
Glitches and whatnot. So let's keep this one simple. So this is the latest issue of Injustice 2, which is in my pull box in my brick and mortar, and I'm following it along. And I'm not going to talk about too much of the story, but it's pretty cool.
Well, we're all aware. It's
Elseworld. It's ish about the Elseworld. It's pretty cool. But I'm glad you brought up some Wolverine because I was thumbing through this book yesterday, right after I got it. I was going through and just reading along, and and there's Damian and Batman fighting, and then there's Alfred and hugging Batman. It's a very cool, poignant moment. Yeah, Alfred's been in the Lazarus pit. And then I turn the page, and I see this. And
that's cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
That is very cool.
This will be a big overlay, and I'll do it landscape, so it'll probably cover both of us. But I found this just out of nowhere in the back, and this is a 2-page tribute to Len Wein, who we talked about a couple of weeks ago, who passed away.
Yeah.
And creator of Swamp Thing.
A lot of other characters.
Creator of Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, I think, Psylocke, a lot of X-Men.
There's a lot of lists down there.
Working very closely with Alan Moore, doing a Swamp Thing run. A lot of people don't know he edited Watchmen.
The movie?
The original book.
Oh, the book.
The Alan Moore book. He edited that book and helped put it together for publication.
Nice.
And so this, like I said, I'll do an overlay, but there you go. And I was going to include this no matter what. And I'm okay with the fact that this is pretty much all I got this week because Len Wein was he really was I mean, if you look at this picture, and you'll see it, like I said, in the overlay where he's wearing a Swamp Thing shirt, and just look at the guy. The guy looks like he's just happy as hell to be alive.
Yeah. And
doing what he's doing. And the quote, I don't know if you're going to be able to read it in the overlay, but the quote next to it says, I always wanted to fire rays out of my fingertips. Len Wein, from 1948 to 2017.
He fired creative genius out of his fingertips.
He fired some serious creativity out of his fingertips and his mind and his stature in comic book culture in the last 30, 40 years. You know, going back to the 80s when Alan Moore was doing that Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Everybody knows I've got a very, very, very special place in my heart for the Alan Moore Swamp Thing stuff. The real God of the Green stuff. And that would not have been possible if Len Wein hadn't brought that character to fruition in the first place. So this was very cool. And just as a matter of comic books, this is where we talk about comic books. We always talk about comic books on the podcast. But when I turn this page, it's like, whatever we talk about, I don't care. This is going to make this issue of the reading room. It's kind of our final, like saying, hey, Len Wein, thank you for everything that you gave us.
Yeah.
And there you go. And I believe that is the books that we have to talk about this week. We have a little brief afterthought that maybe Scott wanted to talk about.
We have a new viewer.
We do have a new view. We do definitely have somebody that just recently started kind of paying attention to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that?
Mr. Kaufman.
Mr. Jeff Kaufman. And I thought that was very cool. Not to get too in-depth about it, but...
we're going to talk about that later.
We'll talk about that on the podcast. Scott, you made contact with Mr. Kaufman over the socials, and...
It was a very interesting chat.
Nice.
He's going to fit in well.
Nice. So yeah, without going into too much detail, Jeff Kaufman, if you're not familiar with the name, we've talked about him before in both the podcast and
I am
YouTube
unfortunately
channel.
at the moment out of Kaufman material, but that's
going to change, and he actually told us that because he put it right on the Facebook page.
Sure does.
Can't wait to share this new book called Roulette with you. Big City Comics, his books, the Scary Fails that we talked about.
There's a volume 2 to that.
There is?
There is.
Nice.
I didn't know about it. It was probably right there in DragCon.
I'm about 3/4 of the way through Scary Fails right now. That is some good stuff.
Yes.
Bayou Bound we talked about Killing Mars, also his books Horror,
And Terminal Alice.
Falling Angel, Terminal Alice.
What Angel? What?
Falling Angel is another. We haven't talked about that yet.
I haven't seen that.
Right.
I think that's one of the ones.
But basically, all of those books from Dragon Con this year and last year that Scott brought in that were signed.
Yeah.
That's the man we're talking about. So we made some closer contact with him, and we're excited about we're just excited about the fact that he's aware of us and we're aware of him, and
there we go.
There you go. So
and
that's
you can actually find us on Big City Comics website.
You can find us on Big City Comics website. You can find Jeff Kaufman posted the cover for Roulette on our Facebook page.
Yes, he did.
So this is very cool. We're very excited about it. We're very pleased about it because that guy is
onward and upward.
That guy is an indie comic right now. He's the stuff that he's putting out right now is and that he has been putting out. I mean, he's just not a lot of other creators. I don't think just do graphic novel after graphic novel after graphic novel, and instead of just doing like 5, 6, 7, 8 book
most of the writers are wrapped up in doing monthly books.
Yes, monthly books, but this is different. There's something to be said about that big, the thicker format.
Yeah, I think he likes doing a short, complete story.
Yeah.
And
it's not even that short because there's a lot of meat on the bones of his graphic novels brought it out. So we wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you very much, Mr. Kaufman. Thanks to Big City Comics for being aware of us, and we're aware of them and all that stuff, and it's wonderful and we love it in comics.
Yes.
All right, cool. So for the 8th of October. This is episode number 16. That's Scott. My name is Eric. Facebook.com/theComicShop1 at TCEd Pop. It's the first time I tripped over myself. At TCEd.
Second time.
At TCS Podcast 1 at Gmail, or it's not even a Gmail address. Shut up! Shut your mouth! At TCS Podcast 1, that's our Twitter. The Comic Shop 1 on Instagram. Instagram's gotten a little bit more traffic with it than the Twitter does, but that's cool. I like Instagram as a profile because it's visual, and we talk about visual medium here. So, acpodcast1 at gmail.com is still the best.
Facebook.
I talked about the Facebook. It's still the best email address for us. So there you go. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to roll right in to get Jim the Fourth Man on the line and record issue 98 of the Comic Shop. So, yeah, I know. So we will be talking with you again next week. After that, there might be some bumps in the schedule. I got a surgery coming up and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. The show will go on. The show always will go on. This is the highlight of our week.
Yeah,
it really is. We're both family men. It's sad to say, but it's the highlight. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Be well, people.
Absolutely.